Aleppo Governorate, or 18,498 square km, about 10% of the total area of Syria. The capital is the city of Aleppo. In classical antiquity, the region was made up of three regions. Chalybonitis. This was the most fertile and populated region in Syria. Under the Romans, the region was made in 193 CE part of the province of Coel Syria or Magna Syria, which was ruled from Antioch. The province of Euphrates was established in the 4th century CE in the east. Its center was Hierapolis Bambais. Under the Rashidu and Umayyad Muslim dynasties, the region was part of the Jund Nasrin. In the Abbasid period, the region was under the independent rule of the Hamdanids. The Mamluks and then later the Ottomans governed the area until 1918. Under the Ottomans, the region was part of the Wilayat of Aleppo. During the French Mandate, the region was part of the short-lived state of Aleppo. Aleppo Governorate formerly included Idlib Governorate, until the latter was split off circa 1960. The governorate has been the scene of some of the fiercest fighting in the Syrian civil war. In June 2017, nearly 6 years after the war's start, the province was almost equally divided between Syrian government forces, Syrian opposition forces, Turkish Army (TFSA) and the Rojava Syrian Democratic Forces. After fierce fighting, the Syrian Arab Army with Russian air support managed to take control of the capital of the Governorate, Aleppo, in December 2016 from Fatah Halab coalition. In August 2016, the Turkish Army, backed by the Free Syrian Army, launched the Operation Euphrates Shield in order to drive ISIL from the border towns of Jarablus, Azaz and Al-Bab. The operation resulted in success, and starting in May 2017, the region is now under Turkish occupation. The Islamic State of Iraq and the Levant was largely removed from the area after the Syrian Arab Army launched the East Aleppo Offensive, the Muskana Plains Offensive, and the Southern Raqqa Offensive. In January 2018, the Turkish Army backed by the Free Syrian Army launched the Turkish military operation in Afrin against the YPG, which resulted in the capture of the city of Afrin and the entire Afrin district. The governorate has a 221-kilometer-long northern boundary with the Kilis, Gaziantep, and Sanliurfa provinces of Turkey. To the east lies Raqqa Governorate, to the south Hama Governorate, and to the west Idlib Governorate and Turkey's Hatay province. The governorate lies on a plateau known as the Aleppo Plateau. The eastern and northern boundaries of the governorate correspond roughly to the eastern and northern boundaries of the plateau, although the northeastern portion of the governorate crosses the Euphrates Valley into the Jazira Plateau. The southeastern end of the governorate is continuous with the arid steppe of the northern Syrian desert. To the south lie the eastern plains of Hama, and to the southwest lie the northern plains of Idlib. The average elevation of the terrain is 379 meters. The surface gradually slopes down in north-south and west-east directions, undulating gently with an amplitude of 10 to 30 meters for each wave. The lowlands are covered with combined Paleozoic and Mesozoic sediments that average 4 to 5 kilometers in thickness over the whole surface. Starting from the valley of the Euphrates, the terrain rises forming the Manbij Plain and then sinks again at the Dhahab River Valley in the east of Aleppo Governorate. The Dhahab drains the highlands north of Bab and runs in a north-south direction for about 50 kilometers. Is the lowest point in Aleppo Governorate. West of the Kuvak is Mount Simeon. South of Mount Simeon are the plains of Idlib. The river Afrin runs west of Mount Simeon. To the west of river Afrin the land rises again forming Mount Kurd. The highest point in the governorate, Mount Bulbul, is located in the northern part of Mount Kurd. River Afrin runs from north to south between Mount Simeon and Mount Kurd and then turns west to the Orontes Valley, thus separating Mount Kurd from Mount Harim to the south. The governorate is generally deforested except for a dispersed forest of about 50 square kilometers on the eastern slope of Mount Kurd where it faces the plain of Azaz. The main trees are Aleppo pine and oak. Arable land makes up 66% of the total area in the governorate. The main crops are olives, figs, plums, pomegranates, vegetables, grains, rice, and pistachios. Pistachio is called in Syria Fustak Halabi. The largest lake in the governorate is Lake Jabal, a Ramsar salt lake located 40 kilometers southeast of Aleppo. Lake Assad separates Aleppo Governorate from Raqqa Governorate. Other artificial lakes include the lake of the 17th of April on the river Ifreen and the revived Shaba Lake on River Kuvak. Archaeological sites are abundant in the governorate, especially at Mount Simeon in the west and the plains that extend beyond towards Antioch and Idlib. This region, known as the Limestone Massif, has the largest concentration of late antiquity churches in Th.